Welcome to the Norm Hyperbolic Podcast. We're here to talk anime, video games, and movies. I am your host, X, also known as Young Morgan Freeman. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Kid Lewis.
What's up? It's your boy, Kid Lewis. Welcome back to the podcast. How you guys doing today, man?
Pretty good, bro.
Pretty good. And we got a special guest today. Introduce yourself, man.
Hey, bro. You just call me Fred, man. I mean, they know me as Lobo, Captain Kilimanjaro, you know what I'm saying? But today I'm just Fred, man.
What's up, Fred? What's good, man? Captain what?
Captain Kilimanjaro, dog.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All my Halo fans might know a little something about that, you know what I'm saying?
Or fans of big mountains. Big mountain
climber, you know
big mountain climber. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about Tekken, the new game's coming out. We were talking about before the episode how to pronounce it, but so we might pronounce it a bunch of different ways in this episode.
I might just say Tekken.
In a previous episode, we told Chelsea that we say a lot of words funny on this podcast, and I think it rings true. So.
I think that's part of the podcast, man. He's just saying random shit, mispronouncing words.
Yes, sir.
Somebody's probably typing away like, that's not how you pronounce that shit. It's called Tekken. Raging. Somebody else is like, nah, it's Tekken, bro. Say it right. Don't disrespect the franchise like that.
How do I put the accents over these vowels so they know? So in this episode, we're also going to be talking about a manga grading service that's coming out. A new video game by Akira Toriyama and Mortal Kombat 2 set photos. So if you're watching this on YouTube, leave us a like. If you're listening to this on your podcast platform of choice, leave us 5-star reviews with a compliment sandwich. And then let's go ahead and get into it, bro.
Subscribe, like always.
Oh, and share.
Share, bro. Click the little ring button. Make sure you get notified when this episode drops. Yes. So you guys can definitely listen to it, watch it, enjoy it. It's always a special thing when we got a guest on board, you know? It's just going to be fire. That's how you know. And on top of that, we got Fred, Captain, up the mountains, climbing them.
Before the episode, we were playing some Street Fighter, and Fred was kicking all of our asses.
Damn, man.
You know, check for.
I don't want to talk about it no more, man.
Check for it
again. Man. I was sweating.
I know.
Like, God damn it, man. Lucky we weren't recording it.
I know, because that episode's coming out too.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
All right, so let's go ahead. First, in the realm of anime, so Beckett Collectibles is a card and comic grading company. So you ship them your baseball and basketball cards, and then they inspect it for defects, and then they'll appraise it on a scale of 1 to 10. From poor to pristine. So I don't know if you've seen or if you've ever been to like a comic shop or a manga shop where they have like the comics behind glass or like encased.
Yeah, they do that with Pokemon cards and stuff like that, Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Right. Yeah.
Is that not the company or is it a different company?
There's a couple companies that do that. The big one is CGC.
Yeah. That's the one I heard of.
So that's the one. So I even have like some that are like that. Certified Guarantee Company. That's one of the big ones. Mm-hmm. But they don't do manga. So Beckett Collectibles is the first of the industry to do grading for manga, like manga books. I think they're called Tanko bonds. So
like if I have like a first collector volume 1, Naruto, when it first came out,
you can send that to them.
They can grade it, put it in a little case for me.
Yep, and then
1 to 10,
preserve it, and then it should theoretically increase the value or at least cement the value of the book.
Gotcha.
So
that makes sense. Damn.
Yeah, so this company, they do a lot of different things. They
might blow up.
They do VHS tapes. They do Pokemon cards, tickets to concerts, video game cards, or gaming cards like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon.
Oh, shit.
The thing, just in general with like manga. So mangas really hold their value and because of the spine. So the reason that CGC does it for comics is because comics are like so flimsy. They're just held together with like staples.
Yeah.
So
in tears.
Yeah. Well, so your manga might not even increase in value, even if you have like a pristine manga, just because the only
first edition.
That's what I'm saying. They don't really have like first editions with manga.
Well, that's the thing. I would say it's a collector thing, man. Like I would think that would bring the price up because now it's been valued by a company that's verified to do this stuff. Right. So, as me, like if I wanted to collect some more mangas, I want like the first couple of volumes that came out, I would pay a little extra for that, especially for my collection.
Yeah. Well, the thing about these graded mangas and comics is you can't use them or you can't read them once they're behind the glass. Also,
same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards. We're gonna bring a stack of
graded cards.
Graded cards and play with them like that. Yeah.
No.
I put my graded card upside down.
Face down defense
Face
mode.
down.
Big ass piece of glass.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is like an industry first that they're doing manga. So this is just another example that manga is popping off.
Right. That's what I was going to say too. I'm like, bro, it's way more mainstream now. Like, it's cool to be into like manga and shit like that now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that could definitely be a thing in the coming years for sure.
Oh, for sure, man.
The mangas don't really increase in value. The only manga that I had somebody at work, they were like, you guys keep saying manga, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I was about to say I wasn't gonna say that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just let you live.
Manga, yeah, that's a word that we say funny. They don't really increase in value. Like I said, the more exclusive ones is the one. So right here I have like there are a couple, and the highest that are out there are the Fist of the North Star and Cowboy Bebop Shooting Star, which is like I think we had talked about like if Cowboy Bebop was a shoujo anime.
Yeah.
It's this one, Cowboy Bebop Shooting Star. So they're valued at $150 for these manga tankobons. And then there's a Zatch Bell one that's valued at $200. So
you remember that anime?
I do, yeah. We talked about it in our Tsunami episode, but I don't know why, but that it's just valued at that.
It was probably limited, like a limited print for those. Yeah. The more limited the print is,
that's what it is.
The more the value will hold.
Right, because they reprint Naruto, My Hero,
and that's what I'm saying. But when it's first volume, like it was like the first couple of prints,
right?
Because they remaster it, they redo it, they reprint it, and the value goes down.
Well, another thing with manga is that the pages don't really hold up. So the spine does,
yeah.
But because it's almost like newspaper pages,
it is.
They yellow really fast. Mm-hmm. So preserving them might increase the value, but as far as like grading it. Like they sell them off the shelf,
but it'd be tough though. Like especially because I have like first volume Naruto, I think volume 1 to 10. Right when I first got them when they first came out, fresh off the shelf. You know what I mean? I scooped them, but they've been sitting in a box. You know what I mean? So it's not like I preserved them myself. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if you keep it in a box, that's what I'm saying. The spine will do most of the job.
But if I send it to get graded, I don't think it's going to get that prestige.
That's another thing. So sometimes
because it's just like you said, it's hard to maintain them yourself.
If you grade a comic, sometimes the value, like it looks like a 9 or an 8, but then you send it over and then they come back and they say it's a 6.
Yeah, so, it fucks you up. We're like, damn, bro, I thought I had something.
Right.
Existential crisis activated.
Right. Then you got to send it back. Like, nah, y'all messed up. We do that, and then you got to pay again. That's how they get you, bro. I feel like I feel like in the end of the day, it's a money thing because they'd be like, it looks good, but fuck it, let's give him like an 8. He's gonna resend it back, repay to get looked at again, and then we'll give him the actual number, which it was a 10 to begin with. But
I mean, it's an industry on itself. But like Fred said, it is just a testament to how popular manga and anime is getting. So so if you have any manga that you want to get graded, this company's doing it. CGC does do gradings of some manga, but only if it's a comic book. So like on Free Comic Book Day, or if they have like some that are just held together with staples, basically. If it has a spine, they don't do it. So there's that. And then next, in the realm of video games. So do you know who Akira Toriyama is? Mm-hmm. The creator of Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. So he also created some mangas, Dr. Slump. So he has a manga, Sandland, that's getting a role-playing game. Just yesterday, it announced that a release date. So have you seen anything about Sandland?
No, I have not actually.
It's news to me, man.
The manga is available on the Shonen Jump app. I feel like I talk about this app all the time, but
we're not sponsored yet by them. Soon.
Soon.
Y'all heard us here, man.
Yeah, so it's really nice though. And then his style is, so have you seen like Dr. Slump or Dragon Quest?
Dragon
Quest, and then I think maybe Blue Dragon, which I think is only a video game, or it might be a manga or an anime, but you can tell by the eyes. He had like the other characters have like those Goku, Gohan eyes.
Right.
So the aesthetic is big Dragon Ball. In this Sandland, the machines look like they're out of the Red Ribbon Army. Mm-hmm. And then I know in early Dragon Ball, they had dinosaurs. So there's a lot of dinosaurs in this story as well. The main guy is this purple-haired, purple, tiny devil Super Saiyan looking guy with yellow Piccolo boots and a purple cape. So he looks, the manga itself, it only has, I think, 12 issues. So I've started reading it as well, but I haven't got further than the first issue. So I don't know if you ever played Dragon Quest and Blue Dragon, but those games share a similar like play style, and it's going to be produced by Bandai Namco Entertainment, so they do all of the anime video games.
Right, Monopoly on that shit, low key.
Right, there's them and another one, Aniplex. They're the ones who did
Aniplex.
They did Full Metal.
Full Metal.
Yeah,
They did Full Metal.
And
that's how I remember Full Metal, just from like the opening. Aniplex.
Yeah. they also did the Demon Slayer game.
Really?
I forget what Hinokami Chronicles.
Right.
So we get it in that game too.
Yeah,
so
man.
I'm excited, bro. I'm low key excited for all the fighting games that we're about to play.
Bro, let me tell you, this year for fighting games, well, between the last like 6 months to the next few 6 months is going to be crazy for fighting games.
Yeah. No, it's good. It looks like there's a lot of crossovers too. So I know we have like the first wave of DLC characters for Mortal Kombat, but we were even just talking about, because I have another bit of news, but by the time the episode comes out, it's going to be almost out of January. So Spy Spy X Family movie Code White teamed up with Capcom Street Fighter 6 to collaborate on some avatars, photo frames, stamps, and titles for your online profile. So the collab is going to go off all month. So we might post it to the Instagram, or we should. And then the only reason I bring that up, or the big reason, is because the movie is coming out. It came out last month in December 22nd in Japan. Mm-hmm. So they didn't tell me that it was coming out in Japan. They just kept saying that it was coming out. So I'm like looking for it. And the day comes and I'm like, damn, it's only out in Japan. So these movies usually take like 3 to 6 months to get over here.
Right.
But right now, as of time of recording, there's no announcement of when we'll get it.
By any chance, you know how it did in Japan?
It did pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like critically, like box office, it didn't reach up to Demon Slayer or even the Godzilla movie.
I was about to say, it ain't Godzilla.
It's not Godzilla. It's not Godzilla big, but it did pretty good. And, people who watch Spy Family pretty much consensus is it's a good anime. I have seen it. I haven't seen it all the way through.
Yeah, I haven't. I got to pick up. That's just one of the things.
I'm trying to get my girl into watching anime. And so Eli's suggestion is to get her into Spy Family.
I just picked up season 2, like 3 episodes in.
Spy Family?
Yeah. It's kind of like...
Tell me, you didn't. I don't think you'd like the first one.
Is it as good as the first? Because I feel like the first one is like, it's straight.
It's straight, man. It's like a little niche if you like it. If you like the whole family kind of like Epspur and like spy thing, and it's kind of gimmicky, kind of funny sometimes. Some episodes, it's okay, man. It's not Dragon Ball. It's not One Piece. It's not like it's not crazy like that.
Hakusho.
Yeah,
we put this on our TikTok, and a lot of people said you can't keep comparing all anime to these big dogs, bro.
I know, but like
you gotta take it for what it is.
I take it for what it is. Like I'm not expecting too much of it. It does have some action scenes in there every once in a while, but it's like a little bit of humor mixed in there too.
Yes, that's the part that I like about it.
The humor?
The humor, yeah. The interactions between the family reminds me of like, not Bob's Burger. Exactly.
No, it's not. No, it's no Bob's Burger.
It's not Bob's Burger, right? We talked about this.
Bob's Burger is different, man. That's a different vibe.
No, Spy Family's good, bro.
It's good, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's for everybody. So I was just surprised they dropped the movie. I mean, I'm willing to go watch it for the review.
Right. We
just to see what's up. But
we were watching this movie for the review, bro.
Man, we haven't. We say
you
that.
Have to enjoy it, bro.
I know. You're gonna enjoy it.
You don't have to enjoy it. You just have to watch it.
You gotta watch it, man.
And get on this podcast and talk about it with me.
I'm gonna walk in there with tape, just tape my shit up, like watching the shit.
All right. Yes.
Tom and Jerry.
Yes. So the last thing about that is, so the tagline they have is "Survive Family Vacation, Save the World." So Spy X Family Code White should be coming in like 2 to 6 months from now. And then last, in the realm of movies. So one of the producers of the new Mortal Kombat 2 movie, Todd Gardner, he posts a lot of photos from the set of the movie on his Twitter. Most of it is just like chairs with people's names on it and the whole cast like eating at lunch and things like that. Mm-hmm. But most recently, he posted 2 prop photos of one of Katana's fan blade and one of Shao Kahn's hammer. Mm-hmm. So did you guys see this on Twitter at all? Or so
X, bro?
On X, whatever. We talked about that too, yeah.
You be on Twitter?
I don't be on Twitter, but
I would say, post stuff.
It bleeds into other stuff. I see it because we were talking to Chelsea about it. Like everything happens on Twitter, bro. And then they post about it on like Instagram or another, social media. He was posting it, and it does look pretty cool. He was just bigging up hype about it. There's no set release date on Mortal Kombat 2, but ever since like the pandemic ended, they're going back to filming. So they're filming it like right now as we speak.
Ooh.
And then just a little bit of stuff that I have about it is it's supposed to be a trilogy, but obviously if it makes money, they're going to make more. But they have at least 3 movies in mind. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were upset that. Have you seen Mortal Kombat?
The movie?
The movie.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were upset.
There's a bunch of them.
No, the newest one.
The newest one?
On HBO.
No, I haven't seen the one on HBO.
Okay, it's good. It's good. And I won't spoil it, even though I know Lewis loves spoilers.
Spoil it, bro.
So a lot of people were upset that they don't actually even do a Mortal Kombat in the Mortal Kombat 1.
Right. That was a big thing.
So there's a lot of fights or whatever, but an actual Mortal Kombat, they didn't do one. So what the idea is, they were going to do one, which is pre-Mortal Kombat, which is the one that we saw. Mm-hmm. Then number 2 is where they actually do a Mortal Kombat. And then number 3 is going to be the aftermath of this Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
I feel like that makes sense. Because, I mean, especially like if you look at, Mortal Kombat 1, like the game.
Right.
It's very like, there's a lot of no Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they're not allowed to do Mortal Kombat
for like a while. You know what I mean? So,
but even the early games, they used to they would do the Mortal Kombat like once a century. But Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung got in trouble for fucking trying to do a Mortal Kombat out of season.
Right?
So, I don't know. I didn't have that complaint because it's not like they're not fighting. They just don't declare it as a Mortal Kombat. But they were also pissed that Johnny Cage wasn't in the movie.
Well, yeah,
so because he's a fan favorite,
setup, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean.
So they cast Carl Urban to play Johnny Cage in the second one.
Really?
Yes. So he plays Judge Dredd in Dredd, and he's Butcher from The Boys.
Right.
Yeah. He's going to be Johnny Cage, strangely enough. So.
Interesting.
I think that'll be funny to see.
A British accent?
Funny for sure.
He is. I think he's a British actor.
Yeah, I was about to say.
He's an actor,
Yeah,
so.
let's change up the voice.
Yeah.
Johnny Cage, mad American, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting. For sure.
I trust him. So I think,
exactly. That's what I'm looking forward to be honest.
Yeah, I hope he does a good job. So yeah, just that. So they are gonna have Katana. They are gonna have Shao Kahn. They teased at the end of the Mortal Kombat 1 that they were gonna have Johnny Cage, and they also teased that they're gonna do another rematch with Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Well, yeah, I mean, as it should. You know what I mean,
that's they'll probably fight everyone. Yeah,
right.
But yeah, so just that, and that's another movie that we're gonna be on top of and doing what we do with that. So that's it. Ready for the meat and potatoes?
Bam, we're jumping in already?
Jumping in, bro. Jumping in.
Yeah, man. Let's go for it, man. We're all hungry. We got to eat sometimes.
Hungry, got to eat. All right. So the King of Iron Fist Tournament, better known as Tekken. Tekken.
Iron Fist.
Yes. So it's a video game series published by Bandai Namco Entertainment back when it was just Namco, when they did
right.
That's
a damn throwback.
You remember that?
Y'all probably don't even know about that.
They might know. Back in September of 1994.
Mm-hmm.
So the main story follows the conflict in and around the Mishima family and centers around the fighting tournament called the King of Iron Fist Tournament, where contestants come around from all over the world to fight and see who's going to gain control over this company.
Yeah.
So playing Tekken as a kid, my first question to you guys is, how do you feel about Tekken, and what is your earliest Tekken memory?
Go ahead, Fred.
Let's start with Big Fred.
Me, oh man, I mean, Tekken been around my whole life. I mean, I'm old as shit, right? But
yeah,
no,
you're older than Tekken.
Yeah, low key. Yep.
It's not low key anymore. Bro.
No,
everybody
knows. Big key.
Everybody's gonna know him now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I actually played the very first original Tekken years after, because I mean, I was only 1
when it came out.
But yeah, exactly. Later on, I originally started playing with Tekken 2.
Okay.
Tekken 2 and then Tekken 3.
PlayStation
1. PS1. Yeah, man.
Good old
the original.
Sony, bro.
Yeah.
And then Tekken 3 is when it really, really hit for me.
Okay.
And I was just from there, I was all in.
I feel like that's a lot of
him on that, man. Tekken 3 on the PS2.
That was you?
That was all me, man. That was all me. Woo. I remember getting it too at the mall. It's a little sad story, but we came from none, so we had to take the lead bus.
Okay.
We took it down to Edison Mall.
Okay.
I went to GameStop, picked up Tekken 3.
Damn.
Brought it home, popped it on the PS2.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? The little green button. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, man, the PS2 best console ever. I keep saying it.
I was just saying, bro. Yeah.
It just brings back so many memories, man.
PS2 best console, dead or alive?
Dead or alive,
man.
It started with everything we got today.
It does,
really, essentially, low
yeah.
key. We ain't gonna get into that one right now.
So I do love Tekken. Doing the research for this episode, I remember we had talked about it, about Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and Tekken, about where we placed it, and you did place Tekken above Street Fighter.
Yes.
I was reluctant at the first. I was like, well, Street Fighter is just so classic to me, and I've always been playing Street Fighter.
It is a classic though.
But Tekken, man, like just the lore and the characters and how intense the fights can get. And, we talked about it being fast paced. It is fast paced, like juggling your characters, and the fight doesn't stop when you hit the ground. Like you can still get your opponent on the ground.
On the ground, yeah. You just hit them with combos, bro. I've been seeing that online, man. Just like gameplays of like championship battles. Yeah. And it's like combos right after combo. Like I'm like, damn, how do you stop that then?
It's never a safe moment.
It's not.
So
it's like you gotta wait for the opportunity. Once you take it, bro, you just can't stop. You gotta keep hitting them. Yeah. And I was like, damn, bro.
It's like being in a horror movie, bro. The whole time you're just you elevated the whole time. The whole time, it don't stop.
It's good, man. It's good. So it is one of the first 3D space fighting games. Mm-hmm. Originally, it was just a project experiment to test like 3D models. And then they decided to turn it into a video game. So Sega's Virtual Fighter is the actual first 3D space fighting game. Mm. So the original team that worked on Virtual Fighter was hired by Namco to produce and make Tekken. Mm. So they had a bunch of change of like leadership or whatever. But the guy who's been doing it since Tekken 1 is still... He's like the Ed. I forget. I don't have his name, and I should have.
The Ed Boon.
The Ed Boon of Tekken.
Yeah.
So there are other fighting games that occupy the 3D space.
Right.
So you have
Tenkaichi.
So
Tenkaichi is more like what 40?
No, well, I mean,
you got Aerial. You got
that's Sparking Zero.
Yeah. We're looking forward to that too. But Dead or Alive is one of the ones.
Dead or Alive, bro, on the Xbox. I remember that game too, bro.
Right? That's a good
when
game.
I saw it, I was like, bro, I forgot all about it. And then it just all the memory starts flowing in. I was like, yeah.
So that game has like a mode that you can do. It's called OMG mode. Have you heard about it? So if you turn on OMG mode, the boobs in that game just bounce. Like the physics on the boobs are crazy.
That is what it's known for, low
That's
key.
That's what Dead or Alive is known for.
The boobs?
The boobs. Like just so I also have Soul Calibur on here. Soul Calibur is another 3D space game. We were talking about how that's mostly focused on weapons. So everybody's got like a sword or a staff or nunchucks or whatever.
Okay.
And then even Mortal Kombat made the step into the 3D realm with Mortal Kombat 4 and Mortal Kombat Deception.
Right.
So those games aren't really like looked fondly upon. Like, it varies person to person, but it just depends. At least for me, when I was thinking about it, and the reason that, not that I don't like Tekken, but the reason that I was even reluctant to put it on my top is because I prefer fighting games that I'm good at. So battling up.
So you're just being biased.
I'm biased. And that's how it is with fighting games. Like,
that's true, man. That's
usually
true.
you like it if you're just good at it. It's different from like a story mode game or even like a Call of Duty. But like once you have your favorite character, then that's your favorite game.
Your favorite combo.
You're locked in.
Yeah. That's true, man. That's true.
So going up against Fred all the time, he makes me earn my victories.
You're right.
That's what that's what it is for Dead or Alive. Soul Calibur, and I know it's not a Soul Calibur episode, but Soul Calibur also does a lot of like crossovers. So they had like Link.
GameCube had Link, and then PS2 had Heihachi.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then, Mortal Kombat with Deception and Mortal Kombat 4, the 3D space, they just didn't do it right. Like, not nobody does it like Tekken, but sometimes those games are a little bit unbalanced and it's hard to like get the combos. So when you're just limiting it to 2D, everybody's on the same plane, like literally. But once you go like right and left, then that's where it gets kind of like, that's an issue that a lot of the anime games have. Is that they're kind of broken and it's hard to have a fair fight between two random characters.
Oh yeah,
it gets techie, bro.
It does. Like when you bring out the blue-eyed white dragon, like it takes up like the whole screen. And you're like, wait, how am I supposed to whoop to that?
What am I supposed to do with this now?
Yes.
You're right.
So do you think Tekken, out of the ones that I've named, is the best 3D space game?
It's gotta be, bro.
It is, man.
It's gotta be. It's the pioneer of I won't say the pioneer of the fighting game, but like it is the best at what it does.
Yeah.
But I feel like every game like that, like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, they have a specialty personality that makes them. You get what I'm saying?
True too,
yeah, especially like when doing it new. So we were talking about how Mortal Kombat upped it with like the partner system and then the air combos, and they've always been hitting it with the fatalities and like the thematics.
But do you imagine like playing Street Fighters and then they decide to add their own type of fatalities?
Right.
You feel like you're ripping it off, Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Like the same thing for Tekken. Like Tekken came in, I can see them having some type of fatality. Like it makes sense for them because it is kind of like gruesome. Their vibe is very dark, just like Mortal Kombat.
As the years, I mean, not even as the years, bro, because we gonna get into like the lore of it and everything. It is being gritty from jump.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think it's the most anime of all the fighting games. So I know you have like Mortal Kombat. It's definitely
very like
it is like
anime. Yeah, like, they got some goofy characters.
Over the top.
They do, bro.
They do, and we'll get into that.
we'll for sure get into it. So, and it was originally a PlayStation exclusive for a while, all the way up until Tekken 6. That's when they started to branch off into like different avenues of platforms. But the main reason for that was because the PlayStation, as powerful as it was similar to how games were played in the arcade.
Right. It could run it.
Right. So, even with like the Dreamcast and all these other systems back in the day, the PlayStation was the most powerful at the time. If they were like, okay, if we're going to do 3D polygons that are textured, we need something that'll be able to make it smooth and there's no hiccups and all that. They also say Tekken Tag Tournament is not canon. It's not part of the,
I mean,
it's non-canonical.
That's fair. It's more of like as for it being an intermediate between the Tekkens that it came out, it's a fire game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I loved it. So I mean, just lore wise, it's non-canon, but those are good games. Like I remember Tekken Tag 2 was one of the first games that that's when we knew that like, oh, okay, I think this is it. So even though Kazuya, Heihachi, and Jin are in the forefront of the game's promotional material, the fighting game, it's a fighting game, so you can play with whoever. Yeah. And then same like with Mortal Kombat, like if you do like the ladder or the story mode, the arcade, they have like different endings where your character beats the Iron Fist tournament and gets the company or whatever. So, but when they move from like Tekken's 1, 2 to 3 or whatever, you have to have it in your mind that Heihachi or Jin or Kazuya is the one who won.
3 main characters.
Yeah, those are the 3 main characters. And there's another one, but what is it? Jinpachi?
There's a few, bro.
There's so much.
There's a few.
I'm gonna give you your stuff. So, and each character has their own motivation too. So that's another thing with the game itself is that all the characters in like a movie or whatever would be like the main character of their story. So I think they do it very well and everybody gets their time to shine. There are winners and losers, but as far as like, imagine like you're playing a Tekken game, your favorite character is Kuma. He's the main character of when you play. Before we get into the lore, or just as we get into the lore, we'll start with Fred. Favorite characters, favorite moments, bro.
Sheesh. I mean, as far as playing it goes, Kazuya is the main, bro.
Right.
I mean, he's such a shitty individual, bro. He's so trash, bro. But his gameplay is so nice. You know what I'm saying? And, there are obviously people who could dispute that, but he's my go-to.
Kazuya?
So, man, sure.
I know he's got this one move that I hate where it's like the spin move because he gets you low and high.
The hunting hawk, bro.
Oh my God, I hate that, bro.
That shit is amazing. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I play with him. You know what I'm saying? And bro, if you could get a lightning screw uppercut off.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. What are we talking about here, man?
That's how it ends, right? Like doof, doof, doof. Oh.
No, it's like, well, yeah, because he jumps up first. He hits you at one high kick, and then he hits you with like 2 low kicks, and then hits you like in the middle.
Okay.
But with the lightning screw there's 2 different versions. There's the lightning uppercut and lightning screw uppercut. So you could do it with like a quick 1, and then if you hit it twice, it's like double the power.
Damn. Okay.
That shit sucks, bro. It's amazing, but it takes time. As far as like personal wise, like personality and all that good shit. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to go. I'm probably gonna have to go with Jin.
That's what I was gonna say.
To be honest with you, because like I like Heihachi too. Like I mean, going after all the Mishimas is kind of bait, I guess. Yeah. But it's like
no, I mean
you can see their development. You know what I'm saying? And even though Heihachi's cool too. He's kind of shitty. You know what I mean?
They're all shitty, bro.
They are all shitty. They're all shitty. They're all shitty, right? But Jin is like
the least shitty.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
There's like
at least he got good ideas. At least he got good, like, his end game is right. Yeah, he's got them on. His end game is like,
rank them from shitty
to most shitty
to the most shitty. Yeah.
Least shitty is Jin.
Least shitty is Jin. Right.
And then I would say maybe Heihachi.
Yeah.
Heihachi, and then it depends on if you put in Jinpachi in
I think he's the worst.
Jinpachi, you think is the worst?
Isn't he like I mean, usually when you do it like that, like the great grandfather is always the worst, and they get better.
Nah, bro.
No,
I can't say
he's good.
No,
he's good.
I think
we gonna get into it with lore, but Jinpachi's not the worst.
No,
bro.
is he better than Jin?
He's not better than Jin. He's like starting at the top of the tier.
Okay.
Kazuya is the shittiest.
Okay,
bro.
No question about that.
By far, he might as well be dripping shit, essentially. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then it's Jinpachi. Then it's Heihachi. Actually, Heihachi might be over Jinpachi just because of what it is. But like top of the list is definitely Kazuya. Bottom of the list is definitely Jin.
Okay, and then in between they fight.
Actually, technically, well, for sake of spoilers, there's another person, but we're not going to get into that right now. But that individual is at the bottom of the list.
Okay.
Under Jin.
What about you, Lewis? Favorite character?
Kuma,
the bear.
The bear,
So
man.
Kuma is your favorite character.
Yeah.
Tell me.
The bear, man. Why not, bro?
He's a kung fu bear with Mishima style.
Exactly. What is there not to like?
Right.
What is there not to like, man? And he's actually the best out of the family. You know what I mean? Like he's the good one.
I guess. Yeah,
adopted, bro.
He's adopted, man. He's a good one.
So is Lee, isn't he?
Yeah,
Lee's adopted too, but he's kind of not as shitty.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, man, what is there not to like about the bear, bro? Just the fact that you can be a bear and just start whooping ass.
Yeah, he's a kung fu bear too. He's not even like, he'll throw a bear claw, but he'll also throw a kung fu kick.
Yeah, bro.
It's pretty cool.
He's been raised since yay.
Yeah,
I know, since a cub.
Man.
Yes. So for me, my favorite is between King and Law. So King I like just because of like a nostalgia reason. He's like the first character I ever played. So when we were talking about
King is the one that wears the mask,
the wrestler, the Jaguar
mask. Yeah.
He's nice, man. So my Tekken story is I first played it in a Rooms to Go or an El Dorado back when they had like
the towers.
Yes,
with the game
with like the PlayStation in it, kind of like when they had the GameCubes at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
So they had this, and then my mom was like looking for furniture or whatever. So I was just playing this, and it only had like a couple characters, but definitely King was one of them. And I just fucking played. So I went from being like,
look this up, you youngins. You probably have no fucking clue what we're talking about. These are real things.
There'll be pictures.
He's just making up shit.
Right? Yeah.
They're like,
senile old man.
No, there'll be visual aids in the video version, but I just played. I went from like being like, when the hell are we leaving this store, to her saying, okay, well, we're leaving. I'm like, wait,
we can't go yet.
More, we need to get this game. So I like that his name is King. He's a cool Mexican wrestler, and I typically don't like wrestling. Like,
not your forte.
Not my forte. I always used to pretend that I was into wrestling back, when I was in like elementary school. They're like, "Oh my god, did you see what the Undertaker just did to Kane last night?" I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Hell yeah.
But I didn't know. I wasn't watching it. But I don't know what it is by him. Like I don't even like luchadors, but he is like the exception for me.
Is it the fact that he speaks in nothing but Jaguar?
That's funny, right? Like that's his main language is Jaguar.
I love it.
There was a thing that I saw that every character speaks different languages. Like
they all understand,
and they all understand. Yeah,
that's good, including the animals and
they all understand each other. It's so they even understand Kuma. They're like Kuma's about.
They just speak French to him, and he just knows.
He's like he knows, right? He's like damn. Bro, they trained this bear well, man.
Yeah, bro. He does know Japanese.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah,
Kung Fu. Bilingual, trilingual. I don't know how many languages this bear knows, man.
He's coming.
All languages, bro.
So I saw King's face one time, and it kind of upset me. When I was doing research for the episode, because I like the anonymity of
they
like
only showed it once, right? Like
they only showed it once.
After that, it's just that Jagger phrase constantly.
Yes, I love it.
And I feel like is it me or he just gradually is morphing into a Jaguar? Like Like first it started with a
Might
mask,
as well be right.
and then like the upper body started changing a little bit too.
Well, the thing is, there's not one king.
Right. That's and it's almost like a factor of like anime. Like there's like sons and brothers and clones and things like that. So and they also give him a cape in number 7. So he kind of just has like
he got the swagger, bro.
But then that's how like we're saying like with the lore or whatever. But with playing, Law is my favorite character. So I am always attractive to a Bruce Lee character.
You see this shirt, bro? See this shirt, bro?
For the podcast, I'm wearing my Bruce Lee shirt.
This is Law in real life,
right? So I've always been like a fan of Bruce Lee, and not necessarily from his movies, but when I was doing research for the episode, the reason that I like Bruce Lee is because of Law. Like everything that I like about Bruce Lee is just Law. Like the fighting style, the charisma, the swagger, the freaking noises, the the faces that he makes. Oh my! I love it. They showed, when I was looking at Tekken 8, his super or whatever, how he just like steps on that guy. He's like, I freaking love it. That shit drives me crazy. Well, so growing up, not that I didn't watch Bruce Lee movies, but I was more into like Jackie Chan. So like the Drunken Master and Rumble in the Bronx and that. So I prefer personally Jackie Chan over Bruce Lee, but
Bruce Lee that man.
But Bruce Lee's the original. So, I have to give respect to Bruce Lee because there is no Law without Bruce Lee. But I will say Law is why I like Bruce Lee. So yeah, he's the man. And I also like Steve, but just that's because I was so trash at Tekken for a long time. And he was the only character that I could play really.
Steve is the only boxer.
He's the only boxer too.
He's the only boxer.
Well, besides like maybe Roger.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, right? Technically.
The kangaroo with the boxing gloves.
Roger.
But yeah, he's a kangaroo with boxing gloves.
Yeah, right. Then there's the dinosaur one too.
And a dinosaur.
Alex, Roger and Alex, bro. So fucking weird.
That's part of why I love Tekken, bro.
They have a rivalry too. They're like rivals.
Yes.
And a love triangle.
Bro, I'm about to say, this man Alex took Roger's whole family.
I know.
His whole family.
He got Riz, bro.
Yes. So you can bob and weave with Steve,
fucking kangaroo.
Which kind of kind of got it for me, but so Tekken is very anime, so it's definitely more anime than Mortal Kombat and more anime than Street Fighter, even though it is like a colorful cast of characters. The soul of anime. I know when we were talking about the Food Wars, like, does it have the soul of anime?
It does.
It does.
It does, bro. It's gritty while not taking itself too seriously, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true, man. That's true.
So
They're just having fun with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, and we're all having fun with playing the games too. So it's a good balance of good balanced video game and a fun story and all these different things. So before we get into, because this is like a video game that we're talking about, the anime and movies.
Right.
So before we get into that, we'll start off with you, Fred. So give us the listeners, because Tekken 8 is coming out, so you don't have to give them the whole thing. There's a lot going on, and we'll help out where we can. But Tekken, bro, the King of Iron Fist tournament. Why?
The Iron Fist. Why, bruh? I mean, golly. So there is a thing, this conglomerate known as the Mishima Zaibatsu. Mm-hmm. It's been passed down. I mean, the Mishimas have been around since I don't remember what the years are, but we're talking about Edo period. Mm-hmm. In Japan. We're talking samurais. Mm-hmm. And they've been building this rapport all this time to the point where they have become the Mishima Zaibatsu. Jinpachi Mishima is the head at the time. Heihachi is his son. Mm-hmm. So long story short, some shit goes down. Heihachi takes over. Mm-hmm. Heihachi takes over. It ain't as cool as it used to be. He goes from legit business to secret government contracts, paramilitary, drugs. This man becomes like a kingpin.
Yeah.
And I mean, he just starts taking over damn near the world, low key.
Well, because every time I see him, they're in like gi, like Street Fighter gi.
Almost.
But then they're in suits and ties. And I'm like,
bro.
Like, why?
He's a businessman.
Because he's a businessman, yeah.
Business first,
He's a businessman.
Money first, bro. Gotta catch that bag first.
And that's it.
Even you get that ass whooping.
Right. Hey, low key. Because even in say Bloodlines, the Netflix series.
Yeah.
They got there's a part where he's going to a business meeting. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, Jin, handle this. You know what I'm saying? You're not worth my time. my grandson's gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah,
right?
I don't want to wrinkle my suit.
But it's just, he could do that though. Like he had, like, bro, they have so much money. Like there's one point where he could literally take on, the Mishima Zaibatsu can take on the entire world.
Yeah, the UN. Yeah, they take over all.
They take over the UN. It's like a whole thing, bro. There's a whole other company called G Corp, and then they're like small time until Kazuya takes over, and it's like a whole span of things. But the main thing that we have to look at is the Mishima bloodline. Jinpachi is the grandfather. We don't really know too much about him. He's not flushed out like that. We know that he has this thing called the devil gene.
Right.
And it's like
the devil gene.
The devil gene, man. It's something that can grant you supernatural power.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes you so much stronger of an individual than normal people. Like, transformations aside, we're gonna get into that. So it's supposed to skip generations. That's generally how it works. But
like male pattern baldness,
right? Which it cures male pattern baldness, actually, funnily enough.
That's hilarious.
Which is why Heihachi's going fucking bald, because he doesn't have it. Spoiler alert.
Right.
Jinpachi has it. Heihachi doesn't have it. He marries some crazy chick. Turns out that she's not only bipolar, she's like some kind of
demon, right?
She could, some kind of demon that doesn't even have the devil gene like that. And then they have a kid, Kazuya.
Enter Kazuya.
Kazuya is not only part demon, he's also got the devil gene. So it's like, maybe that's why he's so shitty. I don't know. It could be a possibility. You know what I mean?
He's got 2 parts demon in him.
Right, yeah. He got that dog.
You got that dog. He got more demon than water in him.
And I mean, it doesn't help that, Heihachi is shitty.
Right.
So, he's raising his son to
run the company,
strong as shit. It's kinda, but essentially what it is like, he needs to see if he's gonna be like a damn demonio like his mom. You know what I'm saying? So he's like training him hard as shit, and he's like doing all these things to him to see if it'll like trigger him, and it's not working.
Oh,
so
like tossing him off the damn.
Well, then we get to that.
Okay.
A 5-year-old Kazuya gets thrown into a fucking chasm. And Heihachi's like, well, one of 2 things is going to happen. You going to survive or you not.
Like a Spartan.
Yes.
Damn. I can see why he hates his father. Shit, my dad threw me out.
So years pass, right? All this shit is happening before Tekken 2. So Tekken 1, you have all these fighters coming together. The King of Iron Fist tournament is a creation of Heihachi Mishima.
It's like bait, though, always, almost.
It starts off with him wanting to find somebody who is a worthy challenger for him. Because this nigga is strong, bro. You hear me?
Especially
like, he's not
human. Because he don't got any like major superpowers or anything like that. He's just fucking strong ass old man.
Exactly, bro. He don't got no devil gene. He don't got no kind of supernatural ability. He's just, some people have called him unkillable, which
he is unkillable, bro.
Essentially, but we'll get into that.
The thing that I like about it is that, so that, these are guys that we're talking about. They're the main guys, but they go back and forth from who's in the right and who's in the wrong, like game to game.
Part of why I fuck with it so much is because all this shit is there from the beginning. Like, for example, you don't know about Heihachi's wife until like 6 or 7.
Yeah, but he has to have a wife, or at least a lady, to give birth to Kazuya.
Her name is on the floor of the dojo in the very first game. From the beginning.
Under your noses, man.
Yeah.
You just ain't seeing it.
Well, because I know Jin doesn't show up until like Tekken 3.
It's Tekken. 2 years after Tekken 2 takes place. Then the fucking story jumps like 20 some years to like, I don't know. It's supposed to be, from what I read, Jin was born in like 85 or 84 or something like that. Okay. So this is like, 60s, 70s that we're talking about, that this shit originally happens. And then, fast forward to Tekken 3 when Jin is like damn near grown already. So Heihachi announces the King of Iron Fist tournament. I think he won everything. It goes from from prize money to, well, money's not enough anymore, so I'm going to give you the whole company if you can best me. 2 years pass, and then King of Iron Fist Tournament 2. Kazuya is like the main person on the poster. Everybody's around Kazuya, you know what I'm saying? They're going to overthrow the evil Heihachi.
Right, this is where Kazuya is the hero, where he needs to like defeat Heihachi.
Right. He's never the hero, bro.
No, I know.
If you actually look at that shit,
Right.
he's maniacal throughout the whole time. Even in the cut scene of Tekken 2, bro.
Yeah.
He looks crazy, bro. Well, first of all, he's alive. Let's start there.
Oh,
right?
yeah, from being tossed.
Yeah, exactly. He comes back. He fights his dad. He wins.
Throws him off.
And then
throws him to a volcano.
And he busts a smile to the camera.
Oh my God.
Have you seen that smile?
Creepy ass smile.
Yeah.
Just looks at the camera like,
I did
yeah,
this shit.
I did this.
took me 20 fucking years to do it, but I did it.
I know.
Oh my God.
It's very poetic.
Tekken 3, it's essentially the same shit, but now enter Jin. Jin is a young man now. He lost his mom, June Kazama,
Right.
when he was young, to an entity called Ogre. Ogre is a fighting god, essentially. He is drawn to a particular kind of strong fighting energy. Since him and his mom were living out in the wilderness, they were open to Ogre's invitation, if you will. Ends up killing his mom. His mom says, if something ever happens to me, go find Heihachi Mishima. He's your grandfather. He'll take care of you. Only reason she even said that shit is because Heihachi's the one who got her out.
And put her in the forest?
Yes, because what happened is Kazuya took over the Mishima Zaibatsu and he was doing crazy shit.
Yeah, crazier than
Heihachi was. He said having an army of niggas was not enough, so he needs an army of animals as well.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's where Alex and
Enter Alex and Roger and Dr. Boskanovich.
Yes.
All that shit. Dr. Boskanovich is a crazy ass German scientist. Mm-hmm. He's doing a bunch of crazy shit, and he ends up making Alex and Roger. Roger is a bioengineered fighting kangaroo. He got gloves. He also makes Alex. He is a bioengineered fighting velociraptor.
Yes.
With gloves.
With gloves.
With gloves.
They are mortal enemies. Roger messed up. Alex came and took his wife and his kid. It's a whole thing.
But he was cheating on his wife.
He was cheating on his wife. That's
his wife
messed
human?
up. Yeah, huh?
No, she's a kangaroo as well.
Oh, okay.
No,
They have a kangaroo son together, I think.
right. Roger
Damn.
Jr.
Roger Jr.
Yes.
Was he ever in the game?
He's
As a character?
He's in a pouch.
Yeah. No. He's I think in one of them he was he grows up possibly. I don't remember.
Oh, right.
Damn, man.
But yeah, bro.
This game is very anime, bro.
Right.
It is, bro. The whole thing.
Well, so
okay.
this is a good opportunity to talk about Bloodlines because
Yeah.
that one, have you seen it on Netflix?
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
So it loosely adapts Tekken 3. So which some people say is the best Tekken. So a question I have to you, Fred, and even you, Lewis, like, do you think Tekken 3 is, I know it was your first one, but is that the best one, do you think?
I mean, overall, I feel like, yeah, man. Because it's like,
Out of all of them?
I mean, obviously now you got cooler shit. Personally, at first, I was off Tekken 8 because of how it seemed like originally.
Right.
But now, they got the demo out. Now they got new things being shown. And Tekken 8 might take it.
Mm-hmm. Like 4 through 7.
Tekken 3 is like the top. If I have to put 3 of them up there for right now, Tekken 3 takes it.
Okay.
Then it's Tekken Tag 2, and then it's like Tekken 5 maybe.
Wow.
I feel like Tekken 1 and 2 is like an introduction to people. Like just kind of get your foot in, get you adjusted to this whole like 3-dimensional kind of fighting thing.
Yeah.
The characters, the whole the background of the who is who, what the purpose in this whole damn world of Tekken. So, but I feel like 3 was like on the PS2, which is pinnacle, man. It was just like,
okay, all right.
It is.
I mean, I'm one of those guys who I think, things always get better. So I do like flow into the nostalgia of Tekken 3. They say Tekken 4 is like one of the worst ones because it's like super unbalanced.
I kind of agree with that, to be honest with you.
My favorite is Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and Tekken 7.
Is it because you have more like?
That's just the one I played the most.
Yeah,
and that's the one that I'm like the best at. But
it's because he's good at it.
Right, that's what I was saying.
It's because I'm good at that one. But
yeah.
But so at least story wise, also like you got Heihachi versus Kazuya and the back and forth with that Tekken 1 and 2. But then Tekken 3 is where you add the layer of Jin. He's a little bit more acceptable as like the protagonist. So he does have the devil Jin in him. And then,
that was my question too, because you said it skips a generation, right?
It was supposed to, yeah. But I think what happened was because his mom
is also
Heihachi, yeah.
So he got the full demon. He got to skip generation after that.
Well, so the thing about Jin is that his mom, June, she has like some sort of like spirit thing in her where she's like in touch with the animals and the earth.
She was working with a unit called the WWWC.
Yeah.
If
like PETA.
He never essentially, because they're like, yo, he's doing some wild shit. We have to go investigate that. So if he never did any of that crazy shit, they would have never met. She would have never, started messing with him, and Gene would never have even been.
Right. Hey, so you find love in the weird places, you know what I mean?
I mean, was it love though? Because
so they don't know. They don't really show it like on anything, on the video games and the cutscenes. And the thing about Tekken 2, so we're talking a lot about the lore. You find out all this stuff through cutscenes when you're playing the story mode or when you're playing different character in the arcade.
Right.
So
exactly.
This anime was like one of the first, besides the movie, and we did watch the movie, and that movie was, I'll save it, but that movie was not good.
Can you believe there's a second one?
I know, right?
Y'all watch that because
we might watch it on the second if we revisit Tekken again. But this Bloodlines was like a really good introduction and like a streamlined way to just tell that story,
right?
Because otherwise you're just hearing it from cutscenes and the title card and all that stuff that shows you what happened.
It's easily digestible. It's like 20, not even 30 minutes per episode. Versus having to spend hours playing throughout whole arcade stories and shit.
Did you like it though, the Bloodlines, or
I did. It was nice. The craziest thing, so part of what makes Tekken, it has like every character is obviously special in their own way, their backstories, what have you.
Right.
They all have this particular, I don't really know what to call it, but it's like
swag.
They're like explosions, but I don't really know what I don't really know what the actual name of them is. Whenever somebody hits you with a particular character, there's a certain animation that goes with it.
Okay.
Like for example, if you're blocking, they have one for that too and stuff like that. In Bloodlines, they added those to the anime, and that was impeccable. I have a lot of respect for that actually.
So in Tekken, I think they have, I don't know what Tekken they started it with, but there's like an auto block. So if you leave the controller down and you just like go to fight somebody or whatever, your character automatically blocks.
Right.
So the only time you can actually get hit is if you're trying to hit or if you're moving.
Right.
So yes, in that anime they do show, or even just the lightning and all the graphics.
Well, that's like a part of it. It's like a whole thing, That's what we mean by Tekken as an experience. You have to play it and or watch it for yourself.
It was good. It was very faithful, and I know we've talked, and Luce has called me out like 100 times about not liking Chainsaw Man. Off the court, Fred also feels the same way.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, he does like it.
You like it?
He does like it. He gets on me for not liking it.
Because of the whole 3D visual?
That's why I don't like it. But, he says I should give it a chance. And
get over it.
So this anime, Bloodlines, is all CGI. And maybe
it's very similar to Chainsaw, bro. It's different,
similar.
But it's very similar,
so
bro.
I don't know if it's because Tekken is that 3D space game where I'm like a little forgiving.
Maybe.
But it does look nice. And all the characters fight like how they fight in the game.
You're like, oh my God, Chainsaw. Oh my God, gross. Oh my God. Meanwhile, they're same bullshit.
Same bullshit. Different taste, bro. Different taste. I got salt, the other one don't.
I don't know what it is, bro.
It's still shit, but when you add a little salt, a little seasoning to it, it changes the flavor.
It's good, man. It's good. But as far as like how short it was. Do you think it was too short? Because it is. I liked that it was short mainly because I had to watch it for this episode. But it's 6 episodes and they're 22-minute episodes.
I feel like it's good. I feel like it's good for exactly what it is. It gives you what you need in a short amount of time.
Yeah. Is there going to be more?
They could easily make more. There might be some more on the way, but they could if they needed to.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because they have a bunch of other games, and they're starting at 3, so they might be able to even go back, or they might do flashbacks or whatever. Right. But they have other games that they can do. Bloodlines on Netflix, highly recommend.
Right.
And bringing up what you had said, like every character has like their own backstory. So like you said, like every character is very unique in that way. Like you were saying with King, the reason King is fighting is because he needs the money for his orphanage, which people thought it was funny because his orphanage is full of just
Japanese kids and it's in Mexico.
He's Mexican.
Yeah, listen, man.
That's like a specific niche of orphanage. Like,
maybe he just took all the kids and moved them to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. It could be a thing.
It's a little cheaper down in Mexico.
Yeah, I know.
And then the other one I want to bring up too for backstory was like Anna and Nina.
Oh, okay, the sisters.
The Williams sisters.
Yeah. So they have their own backstories and stuff like that, and how they both despise each other and the cruel shit they do to each other and stuff like that. But I was seeing that they had made a game for Nina.
Oh, they did.
A separate game just for her because they thought that she was like a fan favorite or something like that.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean,
she's basic, bro.
She was the American girl. You know what I mean? She was that girl, I guess. You know what I mean?
She's basic, bro. She's just
okay. I mean,
everybody has their own taste.
You act like people don't like basic bitches. We looking at Kim K right now. Where's she at? Huh? Huh?
Is that your comparison to Nina?
She's basic.
Yes.
People love Taylor Swift though.
Okay, point exactly.
I know, but you putting her in a fighting game. That game I heard was not that good.
It wasn't. No. It was trash. It was trash.
It was not good.
I'm not playing the Taylor Swift fighting game. I'll tell you that.
Hey, there you go.
So.
I don't know, man. I would play it if it came out. Like they had Taylor Swift in it.
I would check it out.
I'll check it out.
As a DLC. Hell no!
As a DLC.
Right?
For Tekken, they had Taylor Swift.
You were what is it? You didn't believe me when I told you that Megan Fox is going to be in Mortal Kombat.
Who was it? Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. Yeah, well, he has yet to show his face.
Let's hope he does, because I wish Megan was not in that fucking game.
Does she take you out of it a little bit?
It sucks, bro. It sucks, bro. I'm not a pessimist, I'm an optimist. Look, God damn, does that shit suck, boy.
I don't got no problem with like adding celebrities, but I just don't feel like that's the way, man. Because I don't see Megan Fox as a fighter. I don't see Travis Scott either as a fighter. I mean, I like it better when they bring like other non-fictional characters such as like Omni-Man, Homelander.
Right.
Like
you could do that. You could do it even like that. You could bring Jean-Claude Van Damme is a little different because he played those characters.
Yeah, or even like with Ronda Rousey because she is an action lady.
Right. You could bring them into there like that. But the thing about Megan that made it suck, bro, is that it was just so dry. She has no kind of like
personality. Like,
yeah, bro.
Something that screams like this is Megan Fox. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like it's just, that's the only problem I have with it. Like she doesn't, and bro, she's Nitara. You know what I'm saying? She's a goddamn vampire lady. You know what I mean?
Those characters are throwaway for me. Like I can't believe they made Raiko a character, like a legit character, but they won't do Shunjinko as a character. So those characters, like what is it?
He already had his own game though. That's probably why.
Maybe. Yeah.
Literally his own whole game.
Yeah, that was Mortal Kombat Deceptions too. That's the 3D fighting game we were talking about earlier. But I don't know. I do agree with what you're talking about, and I don't dislike Megan Fox in all her movies. I like Jennifer's body.
That's another thing for me too, because it's just like, bro,
they could have been like that.
How could you literally play the same character and not give the same oomph? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the money ain't the same, but like, come on, bro. You know people gonna look at you for this.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many people are going to look at her for this. Maybe gaming people.
I guess, yeah. Some people are too concerned with other things. Get your mind out of the gutter. Oh, shit.
This is not a celebrity type of podcast.
We are not talking about celebrity deathmatch this episode.
Right.
This is Tekken.
What is Kim K versus Megan Fox?
So they don't have any celebrities. I mean, they had Brian Cox do the, not wrap up, but like, what is it? Refresh
of
the story so far. But
well, that's because he does isn't he the reporter? There's in like Tekken 7. Mm-hmm. He's doing all this, the reporter guy, and he's finding out like all this research, and like he's telling the story linearly instead of you having to like look all this shit up. He's the one who's doing all that shit. They got rid of it, which I kind of like, because even though it tells you what the story is, it's kind of
too spoon fed or
a little bit, kind of. It's just like it's not dry, but it's like
let me play the game,
right? Essentially. You know?
So what do you think about speaking of movies and actors, Tekken, the live action movie? I just have my notes, the shit talking that I'm about to do to this movie. I do have some nice things to say about it, but what do you overall?
I mean,
I feel like any live action is always,
or not nowadays.
One Piece has cleared that, bro.
One Piece, but I'm talking about for video games. I mean, video games, you got The Last of Us. That was.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't watched that yet, so I'm not gonna do that.
But Tekken, this was all early days, so this was this did was add fuel to the flame that you can't make a good fighting game live action movie.
It's like when they tried for Dragon Ball.
Yeah, DragonAll.
That was horrible. That was just straight
one of the first Mortal Kombats. And they're fun now, like camp and to like laugh at.
Yeah.
And this movie kind of was. I'm glad that we were able to watch it, because I was gonna watch it by myself, but at least it was fun to laugh at it and be like, wow, is that's Steve? So
low key, I was not expecting that one. I could not tell you that was Steve.
Me either. Yeah, me either. And something that he's British, right? Or
he's British.
Why does he wear that American flag?
I don't know. He sounds American as well.
I thought he was.
I don't know. Because thing is, like, he didn't remember all the shit that happened to him, so it makes sense. But like with the way the movie did it is
he was like the manager or whatever. So this live action movie, it does follow Tekken 3 as well. So and it's Jin's first appearance. It is a weird movie. There's a lot of bad acting. The character costumes were good.
That's what I'm gonna say. The one good thing I'm gonna give it to is the costume department.
Yeah,
they did that.
Raven, he had like the haircut. He's like this black ninja.
Yeah,
and he looks like Blade almost too, but.
They in the game and in the movie.
Yeah.
Like they did that shit. They even got his scar in there.
Yeah, so he looks pretty cool in the movie. And then even like Jin, they gave him like the gloves that he wears, and they gave him the flames on the on his pants, and all the other characters, like even Eddie, like he like the capoeira.
Yeah,
he was moving like he does. So that was pretty good. Jin has a foot fetish.
Does he?
In the movie.
Really?
You don't remember when that lady was stretching and he was like,
yeah.
She's like, what are you looking at? And he's like, oh, I'm just your toes.
She's admiring your toes.
She's like, what? He's like, oh, you just got good footwork. You got to have some good toes.
Right.
I was just like, what are they doing? I was like, why is this in the movie?
No, yeah, to be honest. Might have to look for that director, low key. You got to watch out for that.
Yeah, really.
He ain't Quentin Tarantino, but
yeah. So some of the fights were good too. A lot of them were like not flyweight, but the editing really fucked up a lot of the fights. But for a kung fu fight, some of them were pretty nice. And then they had martial law, but they did him dirty. They had him like this cage fighter.
He was not a Law.
He was not Law.
You know,
and I know Law is just a carbon copy of Bruce Lee, but
either way, he wasn't either one of them.
Right. I mean, you have.
You know what I mean?
Not to put Bruce Lee in the movie, but if you have Bruce Lee, like at least look to that. Like,
right.
It's a reference.
Yeah. Like don't there's some things that you can, when you're a filmmaker, take liberties on and creative, get
changes.
Away
with.
But nah, like if you have such a good product, don't fuck with it too much. And then King wasn't even in the damn movie. So
yeah, low key. I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, maybe he's in the second one.
We will not know. Yeah, we can't. There's no way to know. So that's what I got. So as far as Tekken, I don't want to do too much. I do want to do a follow-up episode, but Tekken overall, what do you guys think? Anything else to add? Favorite characters, favorite moments? We did our characters, but in the craziness that is Tekken, do you have any like
favorite moments, like in the show, something in the game?
Some anime moments, bro.
So, damn, I'm trying to think.
We're trying to sell Tekken to these people right now.
I mean,
is that what we're selling?
We're selling the love of Tekken.
How about every time somebody gets thrown into some shit, bro?
There you go.
Get thrown into a ravine, get thrown into a volcano, get thrown into an active volcano. Yeah. I mean, every time. I mean, the end of Tekken 4 when Devil Jin shows himself and he's fucking flies out.
Yeah,
of the
I
guy.
think-
Oh, that's how Bloodlines ends.
Yeah.
You know, spoiler for Bloodlines, but that's what it is. Like, and Jin has that devil Jin in him, and he is kind of like a good guy, but he looks like a fucking devil. He's the devil
listen,
Jin. Bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, bro. Sometimes you just got to use what you got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Luckily, he has a mom, you know what I mean? And his mom taught him to do right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
describe her fighting style as pacifism.
Just about,
Yes.
yeah, because it's like Wing Chun. I don't know if
Oh,
you're
yes.
familiar with that.
I
It's
am.
like it's kind of like not necessarily a fighting style, it's the Kazama style,
Yeah.
but it's like using their own weight and moves against them.
Yeah,
and
it's like
more
peaceful.
about counter attacking than
That's
than
a female's style.
It works, bro.
Yeah, it's
You know what
it's
I'm
the
saying?
style from the Ip Man movies.
The Ip Man.
Yep.
And if shout out to any of the Ip Mans. If you've seen that,
Yes.
trust me.
Oh my god!
If you
I
haven't,
fucking love
watch
those
it.
movies.
Yes, absolutely.
What about you, Lewis? Favorite characters, favorite moments, anything to sign off on with Tekken?
No, man, just like them turning into demons. I think that's very like something extra that they added.
Yeah.
And I feel like something that you were saying, like I was just thinking about like the story itself and just like from the first two games, how simple it kind of is. Just like the whole back of son and father, dilemma that they have, the anger between each other, who's gonna get the company, who isn't. Like,
Right.
and then I feel like they gradually just started adding shit to it, like the background, like adding the mom, the demon, this and that. The bear, like just extra shit to it, you know what I mean? To progress the story, to continue dropping more Tekken.
Yeah. Do you think that sometimes they create a character and then try to work backwards with the backstory, or they're like,
I mean, they had to have done that at least once, bro. Because, I mean, if you look at Tekken Tag has like 30 some odd people in it, doesn't it?
You're like,
Yeah.
where the fuck are these people coming from?
yeah,
Yeah.
like 32 people.
Roundabouts. And then, because there's like people you'll never see again, like unknown. Like, who the hell is unknown, you know?
Yeah. Another character I didn't mention was Yoshimitsu. He's like one of the only ones,
Low-key
or maybe not
favorite.
only. He brings a sword.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's allowed?
That's a lot. Hey, listen, bro.
Oh yeah.
Listen, bro.
If you could bring a devil Jin.
The King of Iron Fist tournament. I mean, there's so many people we didn't touch on.
I know,
Brian
I know.
Fury is a goddamn robot, bro.
Yeah, I saw it.
And then there's Jack. He is a literal robot, bro.
But there's a bunch of Jacks.
Russian cyborg.
There's a bunch of Jacks.
There's a
right?
bunch
There's
of
a bunch,
Jacks.
yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be made out of titanium, but they might as well be carbon alloy. You know,
or aluminum foil.
the way they crumble.
Yeah, really.
And then there's like 3 different kinds of Jacks. There's Jack. There's
Right.
like Gun Jack. There's P Jack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, bro, it's a whole thing, bro.
Tekken
One
is
episode just ain't enough.
Really. I mean, we'll definitely talk about it as well when we're doing the stream. But as far as like personal, like that's just what I have. You know, Steve is my favorite to play with. Law is who I'm the best with. King has that nostalgia for me. I'll always be number one in my heart.
Sounds good. Hey man, to wrap it up real quick, are you guys excied for the new game?
Hey, listen, man. Pre-order's
Tekken 8.
already done.
Yeah.
Already paid off.
For sure.
Already paid. What you put it on? Layaway,
I
man.
mean, hey, listen, bro. Shout out to GameStop. They've been hurting niggas
Oh
over the
my
years,
God.
but you know,
Bringing it up just
GameStop.
yesterday, I went to go get a PlayStation controller, and I had what is it, 100,000 points in
fair
GameStop.
enough.
And I went to go get this controller for the PlayStation 5 for my son, so we can play Mortal Kombat and everything together. And I guess my membership lapsed in October.
Yeah, bro.
And they said that because I didn't renew it within 2 weeks,
It's gone, bro.
they took away all of my points.
It's gone.
I was so pissed. And she was like, oh, well, you can, renew right now. And I was like, why isn't it on auto renew?
Why?
I had so many points that it could renew itself. There's no reason it should have lapsed. And I was so pissed. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of like renewing me. So I was like, give me the damn controller. I'll pay the fucking price. And
Never coming back.
Fuck you.
I am going to order it as well. Try to get it from somewhere else. But
It's low key. I mean, you got options
Damn,
these
bro.
days. You know, what I'm
It's
saying?
been a while since I've been into GameStop though.
yeah,
I
for
ain't
me,
gonna
me too.
lie.
I didn't know that my shit
I
was
usually
expired.
don't. I mean, with every online shopping and all
Yeah.
shit these
Yeah.
days, but I keep up with my pro shit, bro.
You keep up with it.
I'm just
shit.
saying, I got my card in my pocket right now.
They can look me with my phone number.
Yeah, they could, but then what?
Then they put my points on.
No, hell no. They
yeah.
said that's your job.
But I am excited. I'm excited to play the game. I'm excited to get it on the stream. I'm just like, excited about fighting games. doing research for this episode. Every time I do a research on an episode, it gets me excited about like all the shit that we're about to talk about. So,
one more thing. You guys seen the trailer, right, for the new game?
Yeah.
How do you think about the story? Like, where it's heading to now?
Amazing. Obviously, it's all coming to a head now. Because I mean, once you hit Tekken like 5, 6, shit starts taking off. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take very long. Even with the vast Tekken like lore and everything, I couldn't tell you how they made it to Tekken 8.
Really? I think it has like the Guinness Book of World Record for the longest ongoing fighting story.
Possibly. I want them to get to Tekken 10, bro. Because, I mean, Tekken X it has to be a thing.
Right?
I just don't know if, like...
the story can make it. They can stretch it that much.
Right. Because low-key, I feel like...
How much more can they do, man?
Jin can have kids and, you know...
Well, I feel like that's what
generation?
Tekken X would be. I feel like Tekken X would be a new, like, a revamp for the story.
Well, because Jin is a bad guy in one of them. Like, doesn't he take over the company and then they have to, like, take it back from him? And
yeah, because he fucks up, right?
He starts World War III.
Yeah, he fucks up, yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things we were talking about where like that's why he's like on the bottom, you know, of like not the bottom, but because he learns that the world is supposed to end by like the devil gene or whatever. He knows like the apocalypse is coming or whatever, and he knows he's supposed to meet this like Tekken 7. This is where Tekken 7 comes in because Jin is doing all this shit from like Tekken 6 to Tekken 7. Tekken 7 is when he meets Azazel. Azazel is like the harbinger of the end. He's like a horseman of the apocalypse, if you will.
okay.
He is the showing of the end times. In Jin's mind, he's like, well, it's going to end and I have the power to stop it. But what if I'm dead? So he starts World War III and he just starts doing all this heinous shit across the world to bring Azazel like to the forefront. Kind of like how Heihachi wanted to bring Ogre out.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing, but with like way better intentions. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Even though, you know, yes, massacres occurred. It had happened, you know what I mean?
Right? Genocide and all.
all the good stuff. But yeah, man, he's like, you know, kill 1,000 to save like 7 million or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Some shit like that. But that was why. So he's not really the bad guy. He's Batman, you know. He's the vigilante. He's the anti-hero. He's Venom. You know,
there you go. Yeah, I was like, I don't think he's Batman, man.
He's Venom.
Well, you know, it's the classic noir. Like, you know, there's the bad, or like Constantine. Like,
but there is no
bad guys.
good guy, is there?
No,
like,
not really.
I mean,
maybe his mom.
Kinda. I mean, between his mom and Lars Alexanderson is that last guy that we were like trying to get in there that we weren't talking about.
Yeah.
He was the head of the Tekken force for like ever. And you just never really knew about him. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of just there. But then he gets his face shown and you come to find out that he is a bastard son of Heihachi. So yeah, so he's a little younger than Kazuya, you know what I mean? But that's because he was on one of Heihachi's fun times away, you know. he's a traveler, so he'd be doing that, right?
Right, yeah.
But yeah, he's at the bottom of the shit tier for sure. Even though he is the head of Tekken and, you know, he's had to launch a bunch of military operations, but he's not about all that shit that the other Mishimas are about, you know. Yeah. He's just trying to do right, hence why he tried to help Elisa, which is, you know, Boskanovich's like dead daughter, which is a robot now. That's a whole thing too.
It's always something, bro. Mad side stories.
Yeah,
a bunch. That's why I love it, man.
No, Tekken is a good game in general.
Are you excited or?
No, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get it so we can stream it. For sure, man.
For sure. You know who you're gonna play with, or you're just gonna like play with them all?
I gotta play them with them all, see which one I like, fill them out.
I do feel bad because sometimes I always go in like, you know, knowing who I'm gonna play with. But even like when we were playing Street Fighter, I try to play with the new characters.
Well, that's what I feel like. I mean, if the stream is gonna happen, you should probably just start off with like new people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just to make it fair for everybody. Be like, well, fuck, I don't know. You know? Yeah. I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. It's
nobody knows.
I know. I will say I always like go off of like your characters too. Like I don't ever play with Heihachi or Kazuya or Jin, really? Just because that's your character. Same with like Sub-Zero, and I really like stick to like like the my champions,
right. Your trope,
my
your
brand,
trope
my brand.
I like being well versed with like anybody. Like if I don't like a character, then obviously I'm just not really gonna fuck with them like that.
Yeah.
But I like to know at least a few moves that I could pull out with.
I was like that with Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 9 is where I was like playing with a lot of the characters because you could play with Shang Tsung and then change into those characters. So I always thought it was cool to like just change into Baraka and then but I can fight with Baraka and
right.
things like that. So speaking of what I'm playing, Fred, Lobo, Captain Kilimanjaro. What you reading? What you playing? What you watching?
Yeah, damn. Well, let's see, what am I reading? I'm lapsed on the reading. I'm not gonna lie to you, which I need to.
Sorry, man.
I need to get it.
I'm still gonna ask you every episode. Okay.
I was like, damn, bro, I don't read as much.
Right,
making me sound illiterate.
No, that's fine.
Oddly enough,
part of it.
What I am reading though is Kaiju number 8.
Oh, he is.
Oh, you picked it up, bro.
Yeah,
what you think? What you think?
It's beautiful.
It's good, right?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of pissed that they are making the anime adaptation because I thought they dropped it, but I am also glad for it because I have this thing where I will not read mangas that I think they're gonna turn into anime it's
redundant?
Gonna be not necessarily redundant because it's just like they can animate this shit so beautifully. That's why I never read Demon Slayer because of that factor.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now we can say the same thing about Solo Leveling. You know what I mean? So it's like those are the things I felt like Kaiju number 8 was safe because it's good, but it's not gonna be looking as like immaculate as those kinds.
There was a point where I thought they were gonna like just stop making it. I felt like people weren't really weren't really into it like that. And the thing about it too, like when I started reading it, it felt really simple in the beginning.
It did.
You were like, okay, so where is this heading at? Like, this sounds like the usual stuff you would just read or your usual manga, like right. the low guy working his way up, realizing his dreams, and then working at it, and then something happens to them, like he turns into a kaiju and stuff like that. But but then it feels like they're gradually adding levels to it. You know what I mean? And you're like, okay, now now you're making the story a little bit more interesting. I get it now. Like now you're trying to figure out, okay, like where is the kaiju's coming from?
Right.
What is like the villain's main purpose? They don't really explain it much, and he doesn't talk about it because usually villains are pretty good about exposing their plan.
This is my plan.
Well, since you're here now, I might as well just let you know.
This is my 5-year plan. Check out my vision board.
Exactly.
I hope you don't fuck anything up.
Right. But it's gradually getting good, man.
Like we're not gonna call it Attack on Titan yet, but it's
Damn, you think it's heading that way?
I mean, I'm not gonna say all that, but let's not act like that's not how it started.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
When we were talking about Attack on Titan, we were talking about like how much of that do you think they had pre-planned? So
no, they had a lot of that.
They probably do have all that.
Bro, if you're
stuff.
Writing this shit, you have to have majority of it thought out. Like imagine One Piece, bro.
To a company.
Like you know how One Piece is so fucking long, and like
you think Oda knows where the One Piece is from episode 1?
Yeah, bro.
He knows from episode because you got to present at least a couple of chapters, and then at least where is this going? Like where is the end game? Especially if you're gonna take it to a house, a production house or whatever, for them to produce the book for you and stuff like that. It just you gotta have some type of vision to where is this going. And I know One Piece, damn, like I can see Oda literally presenting this and being like, it's gonna be almost 2,000 chapters, and you're like, what? We're gonna start with a young naive boy, doesn't know shit. There's gonna be robots, and there's gonna be samurais, and there's gonna be ships that fly that don't fly.
That's why they're the goats, bro. That's why.
Like, okay, so where are you heading with this?
You gotta stay strong in what you got going on, man, because that's how it is. Just because people don't believe in you doesn't mean it's not gonna work. keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's the
same thing.
He's doing. He's you know.
Right.
Hey, go ahead, bro. Motivate people, man.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Are you talking about Oda?
Talking about everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that's like in Tekken. Like when I was saying about how like nobody pays attention to the small shit, but like like nobody knows anything about Heihachi's wife, but his wife's name is in the fucking dojo. You know what I'm saying? The things are there. You just don't realize Aaron was in every one of those scenes, bro.
Yeah, and you
didn't know he was there. He was in your face. He was in your nostril. You just
there. He was looking at the camera like, nigga.
Essentially,
who is that?
Just with the back of his head, But you ain't know he was there.
So like later on,
right?
So that's to show you that he already knew what the whole thing was going to.
So you're saying Kaiju
from
might
episode 1.
Kaiju might get there where it's
Kaiju.
Like, wow.
I think Kaiju's gonna be there, and I'm not saying it's gonna be grandiose because it could be.
It could be. But who's to say it won't be?
No, for sure. I'm for that. I am very optimistic with writers and putting their stories out. So, we do talk about it all the time, but we have a lot of respect for these artists and writers. So
just creativity, man.
I'm glad that, that it is taking off because you were telling me that they were thinking about canceling it before it even had an anime. So I'm glad they're giving him a chance to fucking tell his story.
And this is like one of his first books.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Beautiful. Man.
And then watching him
playing.
Oh yeah, damn, my bad. Sorry, I'm new to this, by the way. What I'm watching. What am I watching right now? That's kind of on hiatus too. I actually am gonna start watching things now. The thing is, I got so many damn games to play that I'm not watching as much. The last thing I watched was Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. We finally, we
no spoilers,
you
bro.
need to hop on. No. You've been lacking. This is an anime channel.
We've been talking about, especially with me, like on off time with this motherfucker right here. We're not even gonna get into that.
I know.
I'm not even gonna do that. But Shibuya incident arc is coming down, and they already announced the culling game.
Yes, sir.
Man, let me tell you.
I'm excited, man.
Do you think they'll do another movie or?
They already have another movie on the way, I think.
Really?
They already, it's going to be, what is it going to be?
Chainsaw's coming out with another movie.
Yeah, doing a movie.
Chainsaw. But,
which I'm excited for, man. They're finally giving Chainsaw a little respect, man. Giving it time that it needed. It deserved it, man.
Bro, it deserves it.
Yeah,
and
I hope with this movie, it like sparks.
I think so,
because right after that, they're going to have the new season coming out, right?
Should.
Yep.
Bro, they haven't even started, like, bro, spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
We did a Chainsaw episode, so we can go to the last episode of the last season.
I'm about to say, this man ain't even, the Gun Devil shit ain't even happened yet.
Nothing.
I didn't know
what I'm saying.
It was just talks.
So when we did the episode, I thought they had did all that. So I hope I didn't spoil it for anybody. I dead ass. Believe me in my heart that I did not try to spoil it. But the movie is going to be about the Gun Devil.
Is it?
Yeah.
I want to.
The Bomb Devil. I'm sorry.
The Bomb Devil. Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many stuff that is
bro. And then the
season
crazy
1 didn't
shit.
even cover shit, bro.
I know,
right.
bro.
It was just the entry level, and then they stopped.
Yeah, and the Katana guy, that was the last thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, so what are you playing then, since you say you're playing a lot?
I actually played this one game. It was weird. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's called Eternite.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard about it. It's like, so the tagline for it is like, save your date, save the world.
Very nice.
It's some kind of weird shit.
Don't mind if I do.
You play as this kid, and his homeboy is like trying to get him to like talk to girls or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he has this dating app. It's like a new app that just launched or whatever. And he's like, yo, I'm going to make your profile, blah, blah, blah. And it just, while that's happening, there's some other shit like going on. And there's like this makeup shit called Eternite.
Okay.
And it's like not makeup at all. So I'm not going to spoil a lot of this stuff, but it's like you're the guy, and then you have these girls helping you out, and they all have different like elements and powers or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you got to save the world, bro.
You do always play those like anime games.
I do, bro. And I feel like the thing is, they don't never be going on sale. That's the only reason why I don't have more of them.
Oh, right.
But like, that's why they don't never be going on sale, bro. Because even if it's some shit you never heard of, it's still clean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's still good games to play. Like right now, like I finished my first run of Eternights, so I'm like, let me give that a break before I, play another one and pick a different girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not like that though. You know what I mean?
Right. That's all
Not in the real world.
for the game. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Just
the
in
game.
fantasy.
For the game. You know what I'm saying?
In fantasy world.
But now I'm playing Tales of Arise, and that's like another one of those kind of games, different play style and everything, but like another one of those games that don't really go on sale, but it's cool. You're like this Iron Mask guy, you know what I mean? And come to find out, he just lost his memory, but he's like this not necessarily like a bigwig, but he's like a part of a resistance, and he's got like crazy powers. He can't feel anything, but like he's strong as shit, and like he's it's like a whole thing, But yeah, that's so far what I'm playing right now. And then
okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool. What about you, Lewis? What you reading? What you gaming? What you watching? What you gaming? What you watching, bro?
Reading, man. I'm gonna skip that part for now. I haven't read anything yet. It's just
you got stuff going on, man.
Yeah,
reading
man.
just goes by the wayside, man.
That's fine.
Not to say that we're, dumb motherfuckers, right? But it's just like, you need time to be able to read something.
I need to be able to sit down and just read. But right now, I haven't read anything. Haven't picked up anything. I'm thinking about reading Solo Leveling.
Really?
So that one is something I want to pick up. I buy it on Amazon. But I've been watching a lot about Solo Level, which makes me want to pick up the book. So, I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. People have been saying this might be the anime of the year. I've seen spoilers. I've seen just, what is it about? And I don't know, something about this anime. Like, it sounds good, but I feel like I've seen it somewhere. Like the whole concept of it. Right? Like, it goes
maybe.
Like, I'm trying to like see like what's so good about it, because at the end of the day, it's just basically a guy that has no powers. Well, he has powers, but like literally the weakest of the weak.
He sucks, yeah. Like,
and then just becoming the strongest of the strongest. I've seen animes do that all the time. I mean, so like, what differentiates this one from other animes that do the same shit?
Right.
To call it anime of the year. You get what I'm saying?
Because people have been saying this a year ago, since before they even started talking about.
And they already dropped episode 1 for the animation.
They did, yeah. My cousin loves it. He's been reading it for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, I know it's what is it? It's a Korean manga turned anime. So
manhwa.
But the animation is kind of different too. Like,
that's
right.
That's
well.
Yeah.
You can see the difference.
The art style is different.
Japan,
like,
this is Chinese. Like, you can see it. Or this is Korean.
Yeah, it's more like
Chinese anime too, bro. Yeah. It's all just very different
style.
Yeah. So maybe that's why, because it's so different.
Because we're so used to Japan,
but it being the same.
Yeah, that's so like
when you watch Korean anime, you're like, ooh, this looks a little different, right? Versus Chinese anime, you're like, okay.
You hated Chainsaw.
I didn't hate it. I just didn't. I just know it would look 10 billion% better 2D. I know it would. And I will even say this. I know we're off of it, but I think the Tekken would look a lot better if it was 2D animated. I forgave it, and it did do a good job, and because it was such like the video game, but come on. Anime. I'm going to let all of you attack him. Yeah, let me know.
I do this day to day, so I'm just going to let y'all go at him.
What all the smoke? I'm Thanos in here,
He wants all the smoke. I'm scared to Xavier, man.
Taking it on.
Some of y'all might agree. Some of y'all be like, what is this man talking about? Always just talking about some random shit on this goddamn podcast.
I hate this shit.
Some dude just driving a car like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I speak Portuguese.
Unsubscribe. Nah, bro, don't
unsubscribe. If anything, this is more of the reason that you should be subscribed, bro.
Educate me. Put me on, man. Put me on. So what you watching, bro?
Man, y'all should be tired. I would be tired if I was listening to a podcast and they're just constantly just dropping facts and just saying shit properly. And you're like,
right. You are not getting through Monday with that, bro.
Come on, man.
You're not doing it.
You know what I'm saying? That nigga said it wrong. Then you start talking like, is it manga or is it manga? Like, fuck, I've been saying it wrong too.
I hate when this nigga says manga.
Right? Like,
I've been trying to say it.
Get angry, bro. Get your day started, bro.
Right.
Go to work and be like, man, fuck, it's manga. It's not manga. It's all that. Like, just
you done took care of 4 other people's jobs. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations.
I've had that. They came up to me and they were like, "You keep saying manga. It's manga." I'm
there
like,
you go. But you sparked the conversation.
There
right?
you go.
Okay.
I do.
Next time when you listen to the podcast, I might correct myself, but you got to listen. Right. And subscribe and follow and all that other good stuff.
Y'all know controversy speaks. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't bad. It ain't bad publicity. Publicity nonetheless.
You know, we ain't cloud chasers though.
Right. We're real out here. We're real out here. And that's important.
Yeah, man.
God damn it.
Anyways, but Solo Leveling is an anime I'm definitely gonna read. You know, I just been watching what people's been saying, their thought process on it and shit like that. But their opinion, but definitely gonna read it just so I can put my own opinion on it. If it's really the anime of the year, like everybody's fucking talking about.
Yeah, well, we could do an episode on it too as well.
And watching.
Just right now, it's tough too.
It's tough, man.
No, you know, other than Jujutsu Kaisen, like now that it's done,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing's out right now like that.
I've been watching One Piece. They dropped a new episode, but it's nothing great. They're still on the ship.
Right.
You know, they're traveling to the next island. So it's just like the in-between stuff from one island to the other.
But you said no filler. It's not filler, right?
It's not a filler, but it's still
all,
like, it's like a simple in-between. Like they're going to get from one island to the other. So, you know, they're going to have some ship episodes where they're just lounging around or Sanji and Zoro fighting some bullshit like that.
Right.
As per usual.
As per usual, yeah. Or Luffy's. It's funny because this episode made me laugh. There's really no spoilers into it, but I think it's just funny because they're literally like in the middle of a storm. Nami's like guiding them, like make sure, blah, blah, blah. I forgot the fishman, his name.
Oh, the samurai?
No, the fish. Tinbei's like, he's like basically like navigating the ship. Nami's doing her thing. The winds are rising. So he's like, they're like, Zoro, Sanji, like pull up the ship. I don't know. I don't know all the references for the ship stuff.
They
like
can't even
do this, do that, or whatever. And then there is Luffy, like literally sitting at like the head of the ship, just looking. Not
doing shit, bro.
I'm like, damn, everybody's doing their work. Everybody's putting in their time. And then here's Luffy like kind of just like doing his own thing. And I'm just like, same thing with Chopper. Like, but then Chopper's small, so they don't really depend on him like that.
Chopper's the medic too, though.
Yeah, he's just inside the ship, just kind of like doing his thing.
He's on standby in case anybody needs
hurt,
to be hurt
or whatever. Or bandage wrap.
Or they need emergency meat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like I was just looking at it, I'm like, is it because he's the captain? That's why like you don't really gotta do shit. But like everybody was making calls, doing actions, like making sure the ship gets to the island like it's supposed to get, you know. And I'm just like, here's Luffy, like, just like lollygagging the shit.
Well, because Luffy's always like, you know, you got to go back to all them times where everybody had to stand down and Luffy had to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Luffy always standing on business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a businessman. You know what I mean? I see that.
Going up against people solo dolo most of the time. You know what I mean? That's like when Zoro took all that damage for Homeboy. He was just like,
that episode was
nothing
tough.
Happened.
That episode was tough.
Nothing happened.
This is why Zoro is literally like legit one of the best crewmates Luffy could have ever had.
For sure. For right-hand man, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He couldn't ask for a better swordsman than Zoro, man.
Yeah.
This nigga holds it down. Even when like conflict comes, he like lets Luffy know like, yo, you're the captain. Just reminding him, like, yo, remember who you are.
We got this.
We got this. You worry about this. We got the rest. Like, don't worry about it, Luffy. Like that's Zoro for you, bro. And I'm like, damn, bro. If I had a right hand man like that on this podcast, Lewis, don't worry about us.
What? 1 under 2.
Messing, man. Oh man. X my boy. I'm just playing around. But nigga cut me off the podcast, yo. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. You a friend to the podcast.
I'm sorry. Kid Lewis no longer in the podcast. We had to terminate his contract.
Man. All right. So
how about you, bro? What are you watching? What are you reading? What you playing, man? Sorry with the reading, because I know you be reading.
Still reading. So still reading the same shit. Chainsaw Man, Dr. Stone. I'm far behind on Dr. Stone. I'm like super behind.
It's about to end, right? I saw somewhere like it's reaching its end, right?
Yeah. So, you know, just trying to catch up before it ends. And then I am reading Mashal because Mashal is done, and we have like Mashal, Magic and Muscle.
I thought it was Mashy.
No, Mashal.
It's Mashal.
Yeah,
that was Mashal the whole time. Yeah.
So that one has ended as well, and I'm also still caught up on Wild Strawberry. That's still early. It's like only 13 issues.
I still got to read that one.
Oh, and one that I wanted to read, but then every time I go to read it, and I'm reading it on the Shonen Jump app, but Samurai 8. It's like a manga by the guy who made Naruto.
Oh, I think I might have heard about that.
Like, every time I go online to see things about it, they talk a lot of shit about it, and they're saying that it is bad. But I want to check it out.
Everybody's
their opinion.
Everybody
man.
said Boruto is bad.
It is bad.
Up, so it's bad, but it's
picking up.
He's saying Fred says it gets better.
It gets better.
Yeah, after how many episodes to finally decided
way too many episodes.
Yeah, to be honest.
You know what it is too? I thought that the whole thing with Boruto is that they kept leaning towards Naruto in the beginning of Boruto. Like they just kept leaning on him as the Hokage.
Yeah.
Like giving him also like a spotlight in Boruto.
Naruto Part 2.
Exactly.
That's what it's called. Boruto,
so as
Naruto,
soon as they kind of got rid of Naruto, that's when it started getting big because they put all the focus on Boruto and actually like expanding him as a character.
Right. Yeah, well, because he doesn't have any jutsu, bro. Like
that's why Boruto in the first couple of
seasons, he's got the invisible Rasengan.
It was just
he
boring.
created 2 brand new Rasengans, bruh.
How many did Naruto create?
A bunch.
That nigga was creating left to right.
I know.
Big, small rocks, lightning, wind, whatever. This nigga shuriken.
So I do want to check it out, Samurai 8. So this way I can give it my own opinion.
Naruto created. I'm still thinking about the fucking shuriken, man. They created like 40 different types.
Yeah.
And this man said he created 2 more.
You gotta think about it. He used other people's shots, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did other things, but Boruto.
He's a Hyuga kind of. So where's
But
that?
that's what I'm saying. He's a genius in his own right.
Yeah.
They're just not showing it, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But it's getting there. You know what I'm saying?
for sure. And then once
Please,
it is there,
God, get there. Okay, we're waiting.
Once it gets there, I will jump on because I did put a lot of episodes in with Boruto, which is why I was so frustrated.
Right.
But
because just like, where's the good?
Yeah,
where's the good?
Where's the good?
Opportunity cost. I was like wasting time when I should have been watching One Piece.
There you go, man.
You should have been watching Chainsaw.
Been watching Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw wasn't out yet.
Matter of fact, you should have been watching One Piece a long
low key.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm ready
ago,
again.
man.
I'm still far back though. I'm still at Skypiea. So what you call it?
Oh man,
I feel like you've been on
Get
Skypiea
on
for like
here,
the last
bruh.
4 episodes.
Well, because there's so much. When I
bro.
read One Piece, everybody's talking and there's so much going on, and like I'm having fun with it though. So like, how you saying the camaraderie of all the like a ship episode? Like I would love that. So and then for playing, we are playing Mortal Kombat. I'm playing the story mode. I love it, man. The story mode for Mortal Kombat 1.
It's so good.
That's
bro.
just good.
It's so good.
I kind of didn't like Mortal Kombat 11 too much, but and I had issue with like them overpowering Liu Kang. But then when I look at him, just like maybe at the same vein as like how I used to look at Raiden, I'm okay with it now.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because he's essentially what Raiden used to be.
Yeah.
And this is what I was talking about like back before when I was touching base on like revamping the story of some shit that's been out for so long.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1 was necessary.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
and
good. They're redoing things, but then some things are like reoccurring and like,
right.
damn.
And like, you know, the way they set up Liu Kang to do that kind of shit is great.
Yeah, I think so.
It's great, man. Really.
Yeah, I'm loving it. So next is Tekken 7 that I want to play, and then Tekken 8. This way I'll be all caught up. But I might even just maybe skip on Tekken 7, but we'll see. Definitely Tekken 8 because it's coming out like end of the month.
Yeah.
And then as far as watching, I'm watching this show called I Am a Virgo. It's on Amazon Prime. It's good. It's good. It's good and funny.
What's it about?
It's about, without spoiling it, it's about this guy who is like, he's in the hood, but he's like a giant.
Yeah.
He's a giant, bro. So, but it's like real ground level. That's like the, it in the same vein as like anime.
Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime. So
I might watch it.
It's good. And that's the only otherworldly element. So I'm sure maybe they talk about how this happened.
Nice.
But, there's
He's a
not
giant in the hood.
giant in the hood.
Is he black?
He's black.
A black
A black giant.
A black giant
in the hood.
In the hood. And it is like, it's true. It's not pandering either. Like it is like,
it's like a sitcom. It's like a funny.
It's funny, but it's like a drama.
Yeah.
You remember that show Black Jesus?
Yes.
Like like that. Like it's like a random thing.
No, it's not like that. It's because that's very like what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's the same shit that South Park does. It's
satire.
Yes, it's very satirical.
Black Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
This has like a little bit of that, but it's almost like, I don't know. It's made by the same guy who made Sorry to Bother You, maybe Black Klansman, one of those guys. But it's like that. It's like topical and not satirical, but like
it's its own thing.
It's its own thing, and it's good.
It's not a parody of other things.
No,
it's its own
story. And I am caught up on Invincible. So when we were talking about it in the last episode, the episode that I saw was the last one.
Yeah, it was the last one because if you found out about his second son, then you definitely caught up.
Yeah, so that's the mid-season. So I'm still waiting for that to come back. And then for family movie night, we're doing the Godzilla movies.
I'm surprised that man didn't have any more children. The fact that he just had two, that man been living as long as he's been living, you would think.
That's probably why too, though. You know what I mean? Because it's just like
they were talking about how
deal with this later.
They're allowed. It's frowned upon, but they're allowed to have children. But as long as they're like of a nice race, that's like
a compatible race.
Or comparable to a Viltrumite.
Yeah,
they got to be able to conquer worlds, bro.
Yeah. So
so what about that bug planet? Scream compatible. I get the human. I get the human world. Like that makes sense.
It's not though. That's why it was such a big deal.
So his second son is a big deal.
His second son's a big deal because he's not compatible. They look at it as a lesser being.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that's why
they like Mark, because Mark was definitely like very compatible. In the sense like they wanted to recruit him. He was like, oh no, he's a Ultimate. He's coming with us.
No, and then whenever they do like with the parallel universes, like they fucking take over worlds like in other worlds.
They are the Saiyans of that world.
Really,
for sure.
Really.
Oh yeah, there's like mad comparisons on YouTube about like
Kryptonians,
Viltrumites, and Saiyans, like being
they're conquerors, they're conquistadors.
Yeah, and I do like Viltrumites. I just even like the name Viltrumite. Like that's such a cool name for a race of people.
They're I didn't want to say it.
Right? Oh my god, I fucking love that show, man. I can't wait for it to come back. And then like I said,
they do the thing. You don't have. I could just put my my profile on there. He does the thing. It doesn't have it up there, but
what?
Because who is it? It might be Johnny Cage. One of them says it is like Omni-Man is just like you may be my son is invincible.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Does he say it though, or this is just the word?
No, he says it because
that'd be cool though.
Yeah, it would. I was kind of hoping for it, but I was just like,
And Godzilla, we're watching just Godzilla. So Godzilla, King Kong, and then we're gonna go Godzilla versus King Kong for the family movie night.
I still gotta go watch -1.
I gotta see those too. I don't
even know if it's still out. I think it might be.
No, I might wait for it to like hit on TV to watch it at this point. Yeah. I mean, I know we did the whole review, but I figured out that like the little ending thing that you guys kept talking about, like, we're not gonna say it.
Yeah.
But if you watch it, I finally figured it out.
We told you afterwards.
No, you did it.
We did?
No, you said to watch it.
No, but after the episode ended.
No, I don't think you did.
No, maybe not. but no, it's good. And I like that King Kong movie, Kong Skull Island. The movie's nice.
It is, bro. It is. Like, especially, after this is a throwback too, because the other King Kong, I mean, it wasn't so bad.
The original one?
Oh my god, it was so long, and it was like,
come on, man. It was almost like a love story, like
it always is. I'm not talking about the black and white one. I'm talking about that Percy Jackson.
Yeah, I'll say
King Kong.
This is another throwback for you youngins. Go look up the old King Kong. You know what I'm saying? Not black and white, like he said. It was like 20 years ago. This fucking
with Black Jack. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
the Jack Black one.
The Jack Black one. Yeah,
that one was just super long and super. I don't know, man.
But it was like I like the whole climbing the tower. That's the most iconic thing about King Kong.
Kong Skull Island is the best King Kong movie.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like it's an action movie for sure.
Yeah,
they did that one right. I wish they would have kept it that way. Like, but then when they start adding Godzilla to it, I feel like they switched it up.
I do feel the same way.
It's like it's
where else can they have
thing? You know what I mean?
But they made it for that though. Like Kong Skull Island was made after. It was made in between both of those Godzilla movies.
It was the Monster Universe.
The Monster Universe, and they were always going to make them fight. So, but no, I just love that it does hold up as a movie on its own.
Right.
And it's not like this whole, hey, check out this next movie. It's okay. Well, I'm watching this movie, so can you make this movie good?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that's the show, man. That's the show.
That's the show. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to listen and on your favorite platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and Google, and YouTube podcasts. So for sure, listen. Make sure you follow, hit the like button, subscribe. Whatever you guys got to do to listen to us. And just enjoy, man. Thank you for our special guest coming out.
Thank you, special guest, Captain Kilimanjaro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm trying to get started on these streams, man. So you give me, you know what I'm saying, on Twitch, Captain Kilimanjaro, YouTube. You got to get some editing in there. It ain't really up there yet, but we're working on it.
The raw footage is
we working on things, you know what I mean?
It takes time, man. People don't really, you don't think about it, but like when you go on YouTube, you just watch a random video, you're like, oh, it looks great and shit. You don't think about like the actual work that went behind it. It is work, man.
You don't understand hours
of editing.
Why do you think that people would record some shit on like a Saturday and it could not come out until like a Thursday? Yeah, they're working on that shit for a while. Editing is tough.
It is tough. No, it is tough, but I would say like if that's you get paid to edit.
Yeah.
That to me is like, bro, I would love to get paid to get edit. You know what I mean?
In fact,
but when you got like regular jobs and you got to do your 9 to 5 and you got your family, it takes longer. So like when we drop, I could drop the podcast in 2 days. Like it doesn't take me too long. But when we do the actual video podcast, that's why it takes like, you can see like, oh, well, they dropped that episode on the Tuesday. Literally it's a month from now and we're not just dropping it on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's just because of the editing part. Like it takes time.
Seriously.
You got to sit down.
And the editors actually hit, you know what I'm saying? Either one of us at their business email or CaptainKilimanjaro@gmail.com. My business email, you know what I'm saying?
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah. So just things like that, man. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for our special guest coming out and just hanging out with us on the fucking couch on the Norm's headquarters.
You know what I'm saying?
It's small right now, but it's going to grow. One day it's going to be a huge building next to Donald Trump building.
Maybe.
We're going to be better, obviously.
Yeah.
Norm is going
to... but yeah, man, this has been us. This has been Tekken. I hope you guys...
The King of Iron Fist Tournament.
King of Iron Fist Tournament.
So just make sure you look out for the game coming out on the 26th of this month, January. And yeah, pretty much it, man. X, sign us out.
Tune in next time for scenes from the next episode of the Hyperbolic Podcast, where Lewis and X test their muscle against magic in mashing magic and muscle.
And we're out. Deuces.
Bye.